What if I told you that in 2025, millions of people, your neighbors, your coworkers, maybe even you, were sharing videos, memes, and breaking intel that was completely provably spectacularly fake? And the wildest part, the system that was supposed to stop it actually made it worse. Buckle up, we're going in. Listen up, folks. Conspiracy theories are not new. People have been whispering in dark corners since the dawn of civilization. And this is a massive, seismic, corporate memo-worthy, but 2025 was different. This was the year that AI-generated deepfakes, micro-targeted social media algorithms, and a population primed for distrust all collided into the most spectacular viral misinformation machine humanity has ever built. We're talking fabricated videos viewed millions of times. We're talking health hoaxes, political manipulation, celebrity panic spirals. Why did these things go viral? Who benefits? And what does it say about us? That's what we're unpacking today. No fluff, no spin, just the classified briefing you didn't know you needed. All right. Let's start with what the experts, the researchers, the fact-checkers, the people with actual PhDs are saying about the 2025 conspiracy theory explosion. According to Deutsche Welle's fact-checking unit, 2025 marked a turning point in the evolution of disinformation campaigns. Their words, not mine. AI-generated content, short, viral, devastatingly convincing, was being viewed and shared millions of times. Deepfake technology and micro-targeted social media strategies, they said, blurred the line between reality and fake at an unprecedented scale. Synthetic videos were deployed to manipulate public opinion on everything from Russia's war in Ukraine to the reputations of individual world leaders. Meanwhile, over at Psychology Today, a brand new meta-analysis of 279, that's 279 studies published in June 2025, finally gave us the psychological blueprint for why this keeps happening. The findings. Conspiracy beliefs are not random. They are not just for crazy people. They systematically emerge when people feel uncertain, powerless, or socially excluded. Small unmet psychological needs for control, for certainty, for belonging drive otherwise rational people toward false but emotionally comforting narratives. And here's the kicker from Northeastern University's Chip 50 research project. After the 2024 assassination attempt on Donald Trump, a major survey found that a fair number of Americans on both sides of the political spectrum rapidly adopted and spread conspiracy theories about the event. Professor David Laser called it one of the best looks yet into how conspiracy theories spread. The speed was the story. Within hours before any facts were confirmed, millions of people had already chosen their preferred narrative and started sharing it. The mainstream verdict: AI supercharged the tools, social media supercharged the reach, and human psychology, the same psychology it's always been, did the rest. Now hold on. Not everyone thinks the misinformation panic narrative is entirely clean either. There are credible, serious researchers and critics who push back, and they deserve airtime. For starters, LSU's Fake News Literacy Project points out that more than 50% of Americans already believed in at least one conspiracy theory before the AI era. So framing 2025 as some unprecedented rupture ignores a long, deeply American tradition of institutional distrust, much of it earned. Tuskegee happened. COINTELPRO happened. WMDs in Iraq happened. When institutions lie, people build alternative explanations. That's not pathology. That's pattern recognition, sometimes miscalibrated but not irrational at its root. Critics also note that the term misinformation is increasingly weaponized. Who decides what counts as disinformation? Historically, some claims labeled dangerous conspiracy theories, like lab leak hypotheses for COVID-19, later received serious mainstream scientific reconsideration. The line between fringe theory and inconvenient hypothesis can be thinner than the fact-checkers admit. And the Psychology Today meta-analysis itself quietly acknowledges something important. Even small feelings of uncertainty or social exclusion are enough to push people toward conspiratorial thinking. That means the real driver isn't stupidity. It's a society producing enormous amounts of uncertainty and exclusion. Fix that, and the conspiracies start losing oxygen. Okay, here we go. This is the part you came for. I've brought in let's call them a research associate. Goes by tinfoil, very calm, extremely well read, slightly alarming to have lunch with. All right, tinfoil, the people want to know, which 2025 conspiracy theory do you think hit hardest?
The AI deepfake political manipulation story. And here's what's interesting. The mainstream media covered it as a disinformation problem. But look at who owns the AI platforms generating this content. Who benefits from a population that can no longer trust video evidence?
Oh, here we go. You're saying the deepfakes are a feature, not a bug.
I'm saying when you can't trust any video, any photo, any recording, every real piece of evidence against powerful people becomes deniable. That's probably AI. Convenient now.
I mean, that is convenient. I don't like how convenient that is.
Follow the beneficiary. It's not the average person.
Okay, next one. Get a load of this. The chemtrail conspiracy apparently had a celebrity resurrection in 2025.
Celebrities with massive platforms started promoting chemtrail content. Millions of views overnight. Now, I'm not saying chemtrails are real. I'm saying, ask yourself why that specific theory resurfaces every time there's a major climate policy push.
You're saying it's a distraction from actual climate legislation.
I'm saying the timing is never accidental. Look at the timing every single time.
Okay, I'm writing that down. Next, the Trump assassination attempt conspiracy theories. Both sides had them apparently.
That's what's fascinating. Northeastern University's own research confirmed that conspiracy theories spread immediately on both the left and the right, within hours, before any evidence was public. Now, who benefits from a population that's already chosen a narrative before the facts arrive?
You cannot be serious. You're saying both sides were being played.
I'm saying when a population is pre-primed to distrust. 279 studies confirm this psychological mechanism exists. It takes almost no effort to push them into a conspiracy belief. Someone with resources and motive could exploit that trivially.
That's actually a legitimate point, and I resent it.
Oh, it gets better. The disinformation campaigns around the Ukraine war in 2025, synthetic videos, AI-generated, micro-targeted to specific demographics. This isn't some guy in a basement. This is industrial-scale psychological operation territory.
Industrial scale, so we're talking state actors.
I'm talking about entities with the budget to run micro-targeted AI campaigns across multiple platforms, multiple languages, multiple news cycles simultaneously. You do the math.
I don't want to do the math.
The math does itself.
And the last one, the health hoaxes. DW flagged multiple viral health fakes in 2025.
Health hoaxes perform the best algorithmically. Fear plus bodily autonomy equals maximum shares. But ask yourself, who profits when public trust in medical institutions collapses? Who fills that vacuum? Supplement companies, alternative health empires, and they advertise on the same platforms amplifying the panic.
So the platform makes money on the panic, which sells ads for the stuff that cures the panic that the platform helped create.
You're getting it.
I need to sit down.
Take your time. Let's put all three views on the table and see where they shake out. On AI and deepfakes, everyone agrees this is real and dangerous. Mainstream researchers, alternative critics, and conspiracy theorists all point to AI-generated content as the defining accelerant of 2025 disinformation. The disagreement is about who is doing it and why. Mainstream, it's bad actors and foreign states. Critics, it's also domestic political operators and corporate interests. Conspiracy lane, it's a deliberate architecture of plausible deniability built for the powerful. On psychology, there's actually remarkable agreement across all camps. The 279-study meta-analysis confirms that uncertainty, exclusion, and powerlessness drive belief. Alternative critics say that's an indictment of society, not the believers. Even conspiracy theorists essentially agree. They just argue the uncertainty is being deliberately manufactured. On institutional trust, this is where the real divide lies. Mainstream says, trust the fact-checkers, trust the researchers. Alternative critics say, fact-checkers have blind spots and institutional biases. Conspiracy theorists say, the fact-checkers are part of the machinery. The honest answer, all three positions have some historical evidence behind them. The truth is somewhere in the uncomfortable middle. All right, here's the straight talk. No theatrics, just what the evidence actually shows. 2025's conspiracy theory explosion was real. DW's documentation, Northeastern's research, and the Psychology Today meta-analysis all confirm it. This was a genuinely unprecedented moment in the scale and sophistication of viral misinformation. Psychological drivers are measurable and understandable. This isn't about stupidity. It's about unmet human needs for certainty and belonging in an increasingly chaotic world. That's important. It means screaming, just check your facts. At People doesn't work because facts were never the real draw. AI and deepfakes created a genuine epistemic crisis, a world where video and audio can no longer be automatically trusted. That is new. That is serious. It does, whether by design or not, disproportionately benefit those with power because it makes accountability harder to prove. The conspiracy theories themselves, the specific viral claims were, by and large, false or severely distorted. But the instinct driving them, that powerful institutions sometimes lie, that money shapes media, that technology can be weaponized, is not crazy. It's historically documented. The skill is learning to separate the valid instinct from the false specific claim. That's hard. Nobody said the truth was easy. That's the 2025 conspiracy virus file, officially closed, unofficially wide open. Drop your theory in the comments, hit subscribe if you want the next classified briefing, and remember, the truth doesn't care if you believe it.